I've got Paul Crone in the studio with me. I'm going to be talking to him after 9 o'clock. But for now, we've got Marvin Wilson on Tronic Records with Goodbye to All That.
This is the sound of community radio. 98.8 Leith FM. A registered charity in Scotland, offering training and access to the media to the public at large. If you or your business would like to donate or sponsor programmes on Leith FM, contact us by email on studio@leithfm.co.uk or write to us here at 98.8 Leith FM, 17 Academy Street, Leith, Edinburgh, EH6 7EE.
You're listening to Light and Dark with me, Laura Kerr. I've got Paul Crone in the studio. Hi, Paul.
Hello, how are you doing?
All right, how are you?
Not too bad, yeah. It's been a while, eh?
Has been a while.
Yeah.
Maybe a year.
Yeah, about that. I was kind of talking about that just now, yeah. It's been about a year, yeah.
And you're going to tell us a bit about what's happening in 2011 for Tronic Records.
Yep, it's going to be a big year for us, I think.
Oh, cool.
Hope so.
So, I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about Marvin Wilson, because I played his tune Goodbye to All That before before 9 o'clock, and I really liked it. So I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about that.
No bother, yeah. Marvin Wilson is like a Leeds-based music producer, and he will be doing Planetary Circuit. It'll be his 4th album for us, so he's probably, of all the guys that we put out and all the artists we put out, he's probably done the most so far, so he's in the lead.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that'll be his 4th album. Marvin doesn't play live. What he tends to do is jam his electronic equipment live, so he uses a lot of modular synths. So the front cover of his CD's got like some really nice old modular synths, and his idea about doing this is he said in his kind of press release, so the album's not out till March, but just going over the press releases and stuff like that, and he was saying that he thinks that these kind of modular instruments and give a very organic sound, even though it's electronic. So he's fascinated by, he started off acoustically, then he went electric, and now he's electronica, and he thinks it's a natural progression. And I think Dr. Robert Moog agreed with him, who's kind of daddy of synthesis.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Because I heard his other album, Our Time Will Come, and I really like that.
Yeah, a bit of a grower, that one, eh?
Yeah.
I like the cover, you know, with the fly on the front and all that. It's quite sinister. Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah. He's a clever boy.
He is clever.
Yeah.
And the next one we're going to play of yours is by...
Is that Becki Bardot?
Becki Bardot.
Yeah, Summer of Love, yep.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's appropriate because it's freezing outside tonight. So, yeah, that's kind of more like a trance Ibiza type tune.
Yeah.
And we'll be promoting that. That's out on the 18th of February as a download, but we're going to put it out as a CD as well.
Oh, cool. Okay, here it is, Summer of Love. that was Summer of Love by Becki Bardot, and that is out when?
That's out on the 18th of February as a download, and all good providers like iTunes, Napster, and all, the lot. You know, I'm not advertising, just right across the board. And it's going out on CD as well. But we're waiting on some special mixes. I mixed a drum and bass version of that for her, and also Snake Style, one of our kind of premier artists. He's wanting to do a remix, like in the style of Snake Style. And he's probably, you know, one of our kind of key artists. So we might wait for that, but it's definitely going to go out on CD as well. The CD's actually been kind of, the artwork's all been done and stuff like that, so we're just waiting to hopefully put another couple of tracks on it, because there's only 3 tracks on it, so, you know, if we can make it an extended EP or something, we can give it a bit of heft, you know, give it something, you know, a bit more, just something a bit more for her to pick up a bit of a reputation and stuff like that, but she's doing really well.
Sounds like a really good tune, especially, like, you know, like in the summer in all the clubs and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what we're hoping by the time it's summer, you know, because we're going to go back out to Ibiza in the summer, and we'll be ready to hit some DJs with some mixes of it, so yeah.
That sounds good.
We're all dead excited about that.
Have you been to Ibiza before?
I've been to Ibiza, yeah. All the swinging in town, me, Laura.
Who else is going with you from the label?
I'll be going, my wife Louise will be going, some friends from Glasgow are going out as well, and hopefully like some of the guys like Barry who does the artwork will come out and visit us. I mean, I don't think I'll be short of visitors, to be honest, but there's quite a few people I know going out there. So yeah, it's just I'm trying to organise it all at the moment, and it's a bit hectic, but I've not got anything set in stone yet for a date, but I'm thinking about the end of May. So what I'm doing with this release schedule, which I'll tell you about, is between January and May, get as much stuff out as possible, get as much stuff finished, because we won't be able to concentrate on it too much when we're out in Ibiza, although we will carry on doing stuff, but we're going to really try and slam the release schedule till May, so we've got quite a lot of stuff coming up. But I'm looking forward to the break. It's a cultural thing as well, it's not just all jumping about and dancing.
It's not all about having fun.
It's all about having fun, you know, we'll do some work as well, I'm sure. But yeah, looking forward to that. And Becki will be out as well.
Oh, cool. I was wondering, you talked about the artwork. Who generally does the artwork? Do you have a certain person, or do the bands do it? Or? Yeah,
some of the bands, like Marvin Wilson, did his own artwork. Well, he had like a friend who's a lecturer do his artwork for Planetary Circuit. Right. But the majority of our artwork is done by a guy called Barry Nichol, who's also a musician, lives up in Leith in Perthshire. I've known Barry for many, like more years than I want to admit to, and he's done my artwork actually. And I saw the drafts of my new album Shifting Sands yesterday, and I just thought, I really need to make the music as good as the artwork, because it was absolutely stunning and very personal. Because I've known him a long time, he put a lot of things in. I didn't know. I just said, do your thing. And there was a picture of a whippet. I have got a whippet. So there's a picture of a whippet on the front, and the album's called Shifting Sands. Wow. And like little sort of real detailed kind of figures. There's a wee figure of me sitting on like what looks like a mountain. It's really strange, but it's kind of in the style of sort of like Mexican art. It's really cool, and I'm really gobsmacked at how well it's turned out, and I just said to him, do your thing, and he did it, you know. Oh wow, that sounds really nice. Yeah, delighted. And Rebecca's artwork he did as well. So Barry does most of our artwork, and he uses the design name Voot. He's also put a tune out on our label, and we've also had another guy, Dan Bartley's done a couple as well, who's a graphic designer as well. Oh, wow. And I think a few of the bands have done their own as well. Yeah. But generally Barry does the artwork. Oh, cool. Because I saw I like the advert, not the advert, the artwork on your other album, To Infinity. Yeah, he did that. And I thought it looked really good. It really went with the album. Yeah. I think this one is, I mean, dare I say it, musicians are always striving to, better themselves, but I think that my new album Shifting Sands is much better than Infinity, and I think the artwork's much better, so we're dead happy, but it's a good listen. It's like anything else. It's like it's like a snapshot of your life at that time. I'm sure Marvin would say the same about his album, and Becki hers. She's obviously out partying every night. That's why she's into the dance stuff. But I like a lot of laid back sounds as well. Oh, cool. Yeah. Now for a band that's not that laid back, but just to show the diversity of Tronic records, this is MetalTech. Sell Your Soul.
15 minutes of pain. Bow down to the new Messiah. Step back 'cause you know we're ready. MetalTech gonna take you higher. Stand up for your 15 minutes of pain. Bow down to the new Messiah. Step back 'cause you know we're ready. MetalTech gonna take you higher.
You're listening to Light and Dark on Leith FM 98.8. If you'd like to contact, it's 07919 323 314, or if you want to email, studio@leithfm.co.uk. I'm Laura Kerr, your host till 10 o'clock. I'm with Paul Crone, label manager of Tronic Records, and also the manager of MetalTech, who we heard before the adverts.
That's right, yeah. They're a special cases, MetalTech. Yeah, I really liked them when I first saw them, so it's kind of... putting them out on the label was deemed risky by some people because their music probably doesn't really fit in with the ethos of the label, but in saying that, there's just something special about these guys.
Yeah,
so
I thought they were really good.
Yeah, we want to work with them. So we decided to do it, and they've got an album coming out, we think May.
Oh, cool.
We think it'll be ready by May. We were talking about that last night. We had a meeting, so we're looking forward to that. And there'll be some gigs coming up. They've got an acoustic gig coming up.
Wow.
And a gig at Sneaky Pete's. But, you know, we're looking to get them onto some big stages again. Like last year they had Wickerman, Rock Ness and Belladrum, and we're going to look to try and get them a booking agent and stuff like that and see if we can take them forward.
Yeah.
Because they deserve like a bigger stage and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
I'm sure once their album comes out it'll really kick in for them.
Did you say they've got a gig at Sneaky Pete's coming up?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I think it's the 25th of February or something like that.
All right.
It's a Thursday. You can check their website, www.metaltech.me, or just Google them. Yeah, you'll find out all about them. And they've done an acoustic set as well, which I think is a bit of a departure for these guys. But they're excellent musicians, so I'm sure they'll handle it. You know,
they're brilliant on stage.
Yeah, they are.
Saw them a while back. So they're really good. And the next one I'm going to play is by yourself.
All right, yeah, that'll be from my new album, Shifting Sands. That features Orsa, who was the very first... was the very first female out in the label we did on-off, so after playing MetalTech and Becki's are quite heavy, I thought I'd go for something a bit more mellow. It's probably one of the tunes on the album that is kind of... It's probably, it's got the kind of most commercial arrangement, I'd say, but it's not completely indicative of what my album's going to be like, and this is a kind of demo version of it and stuff like that. In fact, I think that it doesn't fade in properly or anything like that, but it's actually a good tune, I think.
Here
Quite
we go.
happy with it.
That was Alex Tronic with...
featuring Orsa Celestat on vocals, yeah.
I really like her voice, she's really
Yeah,
nice.
so do I, yeah. That one really did work out. That was one of the few occasions where I kind of led it with the melody and the words. Normally also writes her own words.
Yeah.
But I just kind of, I was just kind of wanting to get some wee depressing ballad out there.
Yeah,
And
I like depressing ballads.
Yeah, I think I pulled it off, yeah. Hope so.
Do you want to talk a bit about what's happening for Alex Tronic Records this year?
Yeah. I'll go through the release schedule up until about May loosely. This month, we've got the Psychedelic Manifesto. Their first album, Lysergic Sushi, was our first kind of big hit on iTunes.
All
They
right.
got into the top 3.
Wow.
And we got like masses of hits on our website. So, but it was a kind of trance-based album, not unlike Becki's stuff actually. However, the second album, Sometimes You Can Hear the Angels Cry, is a bit of a departure. It's kind of more down-tempo, with a dub feel, more in the kind of vein of Snake Style, and that's out on the 21st, which I believe is Friday.
Yeah.
This Friday, so that's out this month. Then in February, we've got Becki Bardot with her Summer of Love EP, that's the 18th of February. Then going into March, we'll have my album, probably about the 16th of March,
Right.
Shifting Sands, and Marvin Wilson Planetary Circuit, which you heard a bit of earlier. Then into April, we'll have the ATR Volume 3, which is like a compilation. It's called Ambient Journey, so that'll be like a chill-out kind of Ibiza chill album,
Right.
with probably some old stuff and some new stuff. So like some new Snake-style tracks and stuff like that. We've not actually settled exactly on what we're going to do in terms of the track listing, but we've got a kind of mock-up of it. So I think we're just about there on that. So
Yeah.
that'll be various artists. And if any of the listeners have some great electronic music, feel free to send it down to the RAF Club at Hillside Crescent, 11 Hillside Crescent,
Yeah.
EH75EA, and they can send their demos down and it will be considered.
Oh, cool.
Andy Farina, our A&R guy, will be more than willing to listen to absolutely everything that comes in the door. He was actually going to come along tonight, but he's hurt his back, and he said to me, "Don't sound like a gump, Paul." And I was hoping that he'd come along so I sounded less of a gump. But he's going to hopefully listen, but he'll listen to any demos that come through the
Okay.
post and stuff like that. So if any listeners
good.
have got anything, you heard it first here on Leith FM,
You did.
folks. What else? Into April, I've done April. Yeah, Snake Style have an EP. Oh, this is really exciting. Snake Style are going to put out like an EP, some remixes from their album Turning Point, which came out on a label recently. And also, this is an exclusive for us, there's going to be a video on it as well. So
Oh, wow.
I'm well excited. Don't know how that's
Have you
going to
done
work
videos
out.
before?
We've done videos, but never like on a CD. Do you know what I mean? So
Oh,
I
wow.
think what's going to happen is it's going to open up a QuickTime video of a track called Rainy Night in London, where he walks around London. It's a really cool video. So
Oh, wow,
we're
that
quite
sounds
excited
really
about that. So it's quite high tech for us, But yeah, so I'm quite excited about that.
Oh, cool. That sounds brilliant.
May?
what-
Do you want me to go into May?
May. Yeah, go for May, and then we'll
Yeah,
play some adverts.
yeah,
I'm just trying to
yeah.
figure out all the timings.
May, before we go to Ibiza, we're going to do Melvatronica, untitled as yet. MetalTech, Burn the Planet album, I'm told is going to be ready to go by then. So they're
cool.
doing final mixes at the moment. They're just fine-tuning it. So we're going to have that as well. And hopefully later on in the year, I'd love a Neugestalt second album, a
I
Kesha
would
second
too.
album. Yeah, and a few other bits and pieces that we're kind of working on at the moment. But that's basically roughly, I think that's about 10 releases between
Yeah,
now
there's
and May.
loads.
That's quite a lot for us, yeah.
So you're busy.
I think so, aye.
I'm going to get some adverts and then play some more tunes.
You think it's the end of the world? Or the start of something better? We can change all we see if we just believe. You think it's the end of the world? Or the start of something better? We can change all we see if we just believe.
That was A Fragile Moment by Anorexia, who's not on Tronic Records.
No, he's
just
not,
for
but
a
he should
change.
be. Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, he should be. He's excellent. I really like that. I'm going to Google him later.
Yeah, you should. And we've only got 10 minutes. So do you want to talk a bit about June to December? Or have you planned that far ahead?
We haven't really planned that. We haven't really planned after sort of June. We've got some rough ideas about what we want to do, but I think that with us kind of hopefully being away for like a big part of the summer, we're going to, kind of keep that a wee bit under wraps. But we're hoping like bands like MetalTech will do a bit of gigging, a bit
they
of the
did a few
festival
last year, didn't they?
circuit. Yeah, we're going to carry on with the podcast, and that's a new thing. In conjunction with Unique Beats and Andy, who I was talking about earlier, who's come on board as a kind of A&R guy. We're going to do more podcasts and things. In fact, I think they actually, Unique Beats podcast, a nice little podcast tonight of various artists. Some of our newer artists, I think Pixel Face he put on it, and there's some Aphex Twin. It's not just our music, it's just music that Unique Beats quite like. There was some Aphex Twin. It was like a chill compilation. He posted that up on Facebook, so if anyone wants to Google and find out more about Unique Beats, it's www.uniquebeats.co.uk, and they generally do a big electronic festival once a year, and they did one last year at the Roxy Art House, as you were saying. That you were at that, weren't you? Or
No.
did you hear about it? Yeah.
I heard about it.
Yeah. Well, the kind of format of that is like what they normally do in conjunction with like Red Dog, which is the old Sound Control music shop. They generally sort of like put on like a trade show during the day, so they invite all these kind of synthesizer companies to show their works, like the kind of big players like Roland, the software companies like Steinberg, and they do a trade show, and then they did like a music gig at night, various rooms, various bands. Some of our artists played, and we also look for artists there as well, so hopefully they'll do another one this year. But yeah, it's all, I think it's all about just kind of strengthening community. But, without a doubt, Unique Beats are worth checking out, and they've like videoed like I did a wee series on my studio in the past and stuff like that, and all these guys are really mad music heads, and like they've all got kind of projects of their own. Like Andy Farina does music on his own, he's just not quite formalised it yet. MetalTech, I first saw at Unique Beats. His album's coming out this year, so basically, yeah, it's you just get to meet like people who are into what you're into, and I think that's a good thing. So the more of that, the better, because sometimes it's not really. It doesn't seem like there's as much happening in Edinburgh as there maybe is in Glasgow, but there is a lot of really good stuff out there. You just have to get out and find it.
Yeah, definitely. And is there anything else you'd like to add before?
Hopefully I've covered everything, but I think like a quick mention for bands that we put out just before Christmas who haven't mentioned, who are worth checking out. Like Pixel Face is really good. Pandacetamol, who we played at Unique Beats as well. He's put out like a EP called Geometric on the label. That's worth checking out. Also Cosway, I think is really good. That was a Artificial EP came out, and he's been out on other labels, quite a few other labels. He's kind of old-fashioned producer with a fat sound. So yeah, there's other artists. Anybody who's interested in checking out any of our work just needs to go to our website, www.electronicrecords.co.uk, to find out what we're doing. We've just updated our news page at the moment, so there'll be like stuff continually going up.
Oh, cool. I was wondering as well if your albums from Tronic Records, are they on sale in local record shops as well? Right,
yeah, that's a good point. Last year we didn't do like many album releases, but yeah, you can get our CDs if you want them in Edinburgh. You can get them in like Avalanche, which is next to Red Dog. I think they've moved down there now.
Yeah, they moved.
So you can definitely get them there. You can get them all online. We've got a European distributor called Arabesque, who basically will supply anywhere in the UK and Europe. Cargo do the UK, sorry.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to switch distributors at the moment, but I can't really talk about that just now. But I think we're going to switch our UK distributor. But our stuff's easy to get. I mean, any of these artists that are on CD, I mean, you can, like, somebody texted me before Christmas saying they were in HMV in Oxford Street in London, so you could even just go in there online and buy them. Yeah, Roy Jandine was in there, mine was in there, and I think Snake Style and ATR1. So you can get them in Edinburgh, or you can get them online. You can buy them off our website as well, save a couple of quid.
Okay, cool, thank you.
No bother.
So look at Tronic Records on the internet.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us, and hopefully see you again.
You're very welcome. Cheers.
This, by the way, is Cosway from the Artificial EP, and the song that Paul recommended, Deluxe. Thanks. thanks for listening. I'm back in 2 weeks' time with author Kath Hardy. Bye.